All right, we are back. Nice. Okay, let's go. Okay, I want to check the landscape. Are we using nanite landscape or not? Let's make a nanite. Hopefully that doesn't take too much. So I had this conversation with a couple of friends on like what's the deal with HLOTs, hierarchical levels of detail, and nanite. Like what's better, what should I use? And it seems like I mean, I came to this conclusion that you still need to use HLOTs for some stuff in your landscape. You can get away with mostly using nanite, but I heard that it's good to have your rocks being making your rocks like use HLOTs. So if you see here, it's super spiky. It's super low level. It's not as detailed, and I wanna see, because if you come here, like you see these little triangles, but then farther away I still see little triangles, so that's probably not the good visualization. Maybe I need to see another type of visualization, which is maybe nanite visualization overview. There you go, now we can see the clusters. So if I go down, we should see smaller pieces. The
develop maps for Call of Duty.
And further away, that will be very cool. Hey Chris, how you doing? So I cannot really see the difference. To be honest, like I see the same cluster size, but let's continue. So yeah, that's a big discussion. Like, what should you do for big maps? Should you just go full nanite, or should you still use HLOTs? For example, these pieces here, they do have different levels of detail, and I'm using them as nanite. So does it make more sense to make those just non-nanite? Those are very interesting questions. Because if I play getting around 50, almost 60 frames per second, kind of like 17 ms, which is like a better way to measure frames per second. But the good thing about HLOTs, and this is the only thing that makes me think about using HLOTs, is that they don't only simplify the geometry, they also simplify the materials. So that's very nice. So yeah, I guess I'm going to ask this in a Discord server that is like very very a very technical Discord server where they know a lot about these topics. Really wondering like what's the best solution for optimization. I don't really need to worry that much about it right now, but I kind of wanna know what's the best. Let's take nanite off these rocks and see if it's better without nanite. These have 5 levels of detail. And we will see. Because if this helps simplify the shaders, that will make a lot of sense. But anyways, today I just want to relax, work on the map a little bit, and move forward with the environment. I was waiting for the computer to do something and I didn't click on nanite. So let's take nanite off these rocks. Okay, it's off. So I want to see what happens if I go very far away. Do they start simplifying? The environment is working out. Like you see little triangles, bigger triangles. So it's working on the landscape very nicely. I want to see if it's actually working on the rocks. Hard to tell. Also, I have this level instance right here. Maybe they do need to get saved before looking at the changes. Also, I have this level instance. Oh, I can see it right there. No need to go into wireframe. I can see how they're switching between LODs. Yep. Yep. Less triangles. Less triangles. Less triangles. Okay, good. That's working. Cool. Let's see if actually this feels better in on performance. Because all I want to do is not to run out of video memory. That's the issue. Like, you know, when it comes to geometry, there's no problem. Like, I think I don't have problems with the amount of polygons. I have problems with the amount of shaders, the complexity of shaders, and how these shaders are going to impact performance. There's no change in frames per second. I'm getting a little higher ms, milliseconds. I mean, I think I'm getting higher performance actually.
Jesus is the Son of God. He died on the cross for our sins and was resurrected 3 days later. Believe in Jesus and you will not die, but have everlasting life.
Good job, Dr. Soda. If you wanna be a preacher, go find a church. No disrespect. So yeah, it does feel better. I'm getting 25 ms. That's good. It does feel like I'm getting higher frame rates. Okay, so I think I'm gonna just follow that advice. This comes from the Epic Games forums, and they mentioned that rocks and things that you scatter around, like using H-LUTs for that, does help. So that's kind of cool. I like it.
Looks cool. Are you planning on releasing this? What's it gonna be called?
Yes, I'm planning on releasing this. It's going to be called Cywars, and I'm planning on making a it's gonna be like an exploration co-op game for 3 people. I'm using the RPG template, which comes with a lot of functionality. So I'm focusing mostly on creating like a very nice environment and learning about optimization. We got some floating stuff here. Trying not to exceed the video memory, minimal video memory budget. I can always push it up, but that's a good measurement for keeping things as optimized as possible. I believe this water takes a lot of memory. I think that's, yeah, the LEDs are swapping out. I can see the shadows kind of like bugging out a little bit in the rocks. I'm using virtual shadow map, so maybe that doesn't work very nicely with non-nanite meshes, but yeah, let's continue building this stuff. Gonna focus on optimization when we get more the environment more polished. I'm gonna push these tubings a little bit to the other side. Yeah, feeling pretty good about the desert environment. It will be fun to kind of work on the swamp today as well. Okay, this one might need to probably cut it out. This one is going to be minus 90, and gonna push it somewhere here. This area might not, I guess, yeah, just gonna do it for now, but probably not gonna be walkable. These ones I'm just gonna push them a little bit. Just for now. Okay, cool. Now we don't have that floating in there. Nice. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I was going to do this on last stream, but I was a little tired. So I think it's time to create a very nice entrance to this, because this is like an energy facility, some kind of like oil refinery or something like that. So it's gonna be like heavily guarded by these guards right here. Probably these ones. And so you can enter from the bottom, but there's no way to go up to the second level, and the guards will be like watching you from up above, and they will have like watchtowers. So how do you actually get to the second level? Oh yeah, I see some very nasty artifacts. Jesus. Yep. And that has to do with the damn, yeah. Damn, okay. Let's bring it back to Nanite. I guess shadow maps, virtual shadow maps don't really work with on non-Nanite meshes. Yeah, well, um, there's also a data layer workflow I would like to implement. So I get to load like very specific areas of the map. All these topics are kind of like very specific to your project. I will need to do a lot of testing. Why do I still get that thing? This.
Are you working on this alone?
Yeah. I'm getting these super weird artifacts here. Do I need to like... Let me check. Level edit.
Impressive.
Nanite. I appreciate it. Okay, not everything is nanite. It seems like it's falling back. Here's the rock piles. Okay. Okay. Now I think I know what's going on here. Okay, let's save everything. Now, am I getting that thing? I think we are no longer getting that glitch. I think that's the fallback mesh. Yeah, well, this is a super interesting topic. Like, there's not much documentation on this. Like, not much documentation on this. And I'm still getting these artifacts. Huh. Okay, well, anyways, I'm not gonna worry too much about this. And it happens only in that rock. There's some... Yeah, that's like a shadow calling setting that I have probably... I need to adjust that. Yeah, and this is just the editor. Like, when you build the game and you play the game, a bunch of new artifacts will come up. Like, a bunch of new stuff will come up. And you will be like, damn, like, it looks good in the editor, but not in play, not in the build. And that's why I really want to push this environment as quick as possible and make a build and start seeing if it actually runs well, if it actually if we still get in like new artifacts or stuff. But anyways, let's forget about optimization for a little bit and see if I can actually get some progress. So you come into this thing here, and I was thinking here you probably have something blocking the entrance.
Who thought it would be the other way around? Laughing face.
Not sure what you mean. So yeah, let's make a little tunnel. Like, I was thinking making a ramp that goes up here, but it would be very cool if we can make a tunnel that goes in. This is another area, very cool area. Gonna add a bunch of steam and like catwalks and stairs like this, but properly placed. And this, I think, doesn't need to be there.
More artifacts in the editor, less in the game is what I meant. Guess I was wrong.
No, it's totally the other way around. Totally the other way around. Sometimes things work very nicely in the editor and you are like super confident that everything's gonna go well, and when you build, like, you get new stuff, and then you need to go back and you need to figure out what is going on. Yeah, it's very common. That's why you need to build a lot and you need to test a lot. Okay, it's time to change the mindset a little bit and be like, let's go into creation mode and let's forget about the technical aspects a little bit. Because then you get stuck in little details that are not very important right now.
Great advice, NGL. Laughing face, appreciate it.
Yeah, it really sucks. That's what making games. It's pretty hard. Yeah, I mean everybody has these problems. UI issues, rendering issues, a bunch of stuff that just works super nicely in editor, and then you build and it's like, damn. And to find out how to fix it, that takes some effort, some knowledge of what's going on. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just make a little entrance here and make like a ramp that comes up. Yeah, I think that will be pretty interesting. Let me think. I'm going to make this right in the center. Yeah, I think a ramp that comes in here will be very cool. That will be the entrance to the thing. So let's probably close this one. I'm gonna go Control B, Control D to browse and duplicate. I'm just gonna change it, and I'm going to go to modeling tools right there, get these faces, keeping this very oops, I left the modeling tools. I'm gonna keep these faces these models very simple for now because I'm working on them, and I want to make an entrance that actually kind of goes somewhere in the center of this shape, kind of like this, and then this I will just duplicate, and now we have an entrance. Now I'm going to go to landscape, get the ramp tool, 1 click and 2 clicks, and we're gonna make that ramp be as thick as we need, maybe something like this. Then maybe I can push a little bit, then add ramp, and now we can walk through here. That was kind of easy, nice. And now we will add some concrete so we can actually go through this thing. and this is gonna be like the entrance to the second level. Still want to think about the watchtowers. So here you will be greeted by like a lot of guards that basically are going to shoot you. So you need to go through bunch of enemies. I love the scale of this thing. Okay, so let's add some concrete. I think I'm just I'm thinking let's just add some concrete starting from here, and then we will see if we need to push it there, because I do want to have some sand, like keeping this like just sand, like keeping the ground as sand. I think it's nice. I added concrete where the structures are because that makes sense, but I kind of want to see like a nice balance between the natural environment and the man-made environment, and how this.
Did you plan the level world/level beforehand, or just went with THR process?
I had an idea, a rough idea of what I wanted, and I just started blocking out stuff. So not much planning went into this. I kind of knew what assets I wanted to use, and I knew I wanted like a sci-fi desert, kind of like Mandalorian, kind of Dune, kind of stuff like that. And I saw what assets I had available, and I was like, yeah, let's just use these. Okay, I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, really not a lot of planning. I do have some concept art, some reference images that I picked up, that I found in the internet. I was like, yeah, this kind of looks nice. Okay, let's see. So if we want to make some sense out of this, it needs to end somewhere here. Kind of cool. Okay, then I'm going to get some of this stuff out. Okay, then I would like to get the walls. And the walls, let's do another ramp and cut out a little bit, a bigger segment of this. Yeah. Let's do a bigger ramp right there and a little wider so we can get rid of these sides. Nice. That's kind of nicer. We're gonna get rid of this, I mean, put that foliage in place. Once we are happy with the environment, the landscape I mean. This is being spawned with a PCG, procedural content graph, and we're gonna regenerate it once we are done with the landscape, so we don't keep regenerating too many times. Create box. Let's find this angle. Let's go 45. Then should we just use this wall? Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, no need to create more walls. Let's just use that wall and just continue that over here. Yep, that makes more sense. Meaning that I need to just put a little box somewhere there. Push it down. And then close this wall somewhere here. Okay, maybe give it a little bit more, like this. It's kind of cool. Let's make it a little bit thicker, maybe 1000 units. That's too much. 500. Maybe a couple hundred. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate it and push it a little bit. Nice. So here I'm going to do the same thing. Just wanna get some concrete on this. So I'm gonna find the concrete material and add it to the rest. Nice. We're gonna go landscape, ramp 1 and 2, and go a little bit wider again, just tiny little bit, not too much because I don't want to lose this. And then we're gonna go flatten with a small brush, and we're gonna pick the level we want and push this a little bit out, like this and like this and like this, a little bit more from here out. There you go, close that gap. Nice, nice. Yep, close that gap. Nice. Let's save. I see. I see I messed up. Oops. No problem. We're gonna cut that out. With a little ramp. Meaning that this needs to be way deeper. There you go. Something like that. Then we can flatten. Yeah, connecting meshes to the landscape There's a couple of ways you can do this. You can use landscape patches. You can use the landmass plugin, which is kind of heavy to deal with, but landscape patches is something I will definitely want to get more into. Can probably, it's kind of cool, like getting this kind of sand piled on the edges. It does not look so natural, like, but let's say we have some sand piled on the edges. Just for now. Okay, nice. Let's get some concrete in, because this is definitely gonna have concrete. And I thought, okay, there you go. I thought there was a wall there. Nice. Okay, yeah, this is kind of cool. not very happy with these very strange sand formations here. Probably just gonna cut them out. Let's select this, details, regenerate, so the foliage falls in the ground. And oh, there's the tubing. I have some nice pipes for this. So let's go and see how that feels, having that little entrance there. Kind of cool, because now it makes more sense. It's not like such like an easy entry. Like, we don't want to defeat the purpose of having like a huge industrial wall. So let's see. Oh, that gun holster, I think I might take it out. Damn, these huge structures are awesome. This is nice. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. Not really working. Wow, this is huge. Like, you cannot really tell the scale until you actually play. And we have some specular roughness repetition too much. Yeah, I need to work on this material. Some funky UVs here and here. Yeah, there's a lot of polish. I kind of want to block it out. Make sure that it feels right where it works, and then we can really just polish. Make it look very, very nice. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let's try to go a little bit faster and try to think about the big chunks, like primary detail. Not gonna get stuck on little things. Give me the big picture of how things are going to work. It's not a good idea to focus on a little corner. If you're...
Hi bro, waving hand.
Hey, how's it going? If you are working on a big map, it's very important to get the main picture. So let's select this bunch of stuff I have here. I don't have it grouped or anything, so I might need to make a big group of these. Chick. Let me just hide some stuff so I don't select anything that I don't need. Groups, lock, hide. Yeah, making groups is awesome. You can just really... Okay, let's go here, select the ultra dynamic sky. It's black. Let's select everything. Let's group it, hide it, select everything. Control H to unhide. Select the other group, Control G to get it into a group, and we should be able to have everything nicely grouped again right here. See, H to hide, and we have it in a group. Control H. Let's bring this up and see how this is going to just go through stone. Let's see if that makes any sense. Does it make any sense in there? Does it take away from the canyon? A lot. We probably need to... We cannot really make these pipes too big, because then the canyon looks small. We need to make the pipes very small, so the canyon looks like huge. The good thing, nobody knows how big these rocks are, and nobody knows how big these pipes are, so you can kind of play a little bit with it. The problem is that when you start adding little staircases like this, little things like that, you know, it's like, okay, I know how big that distance between each kind of like, you know, these ladders is, so that gives scale. And yeah, this really just messes up the whole canyon thing. I'm not sure about this. This will require some other kind of piping. Yep, let's keep the canyon as it was, and this might work very nicely somewhere else if we make it. Oops. Okay, it's not gonna let me scale things nicely because it's in a group and they share different this is funny. They share different scales. So yeah, let's leave it there. This is some cool stuff that I need to think how to place. Another thing I wanted to check, groups unlock. I want to find this asset, and we need to do something here to be able to walk on top of this. So we have a couple of pieces that we could use. We have that one, and we have this one, and I see they're way different in size. And I believe it's one module and the same thing duplicated many times. So let's just use this one. That way we can actually walk on top of this. Let's try to find that center by copying the position, pasting. The same location, and that should give us the center, but it seems like that's not the center. Okay. Is that because we are on a 45 angle? Oh, we are in absolute position. Let me try something. Anyways, just gonna place it. Kind of funny that, and I guess that issue is because everything's rotated in 45, in a 45 angle related to world position, that it's super hard to find the you know, copy one location and make other assets just go in there. But anyways, this is the problem with this thing is that it's gonna give us a lot of noise. Like this texture, it kind of looks cool having this bunch of stuff underneath, and it kind of looks cool from here as well. It's just that I believe it's gonna give us some noise. This is an opacity texture, and that might not be the greatest. You see, you get that super glitchy effect when you have a lot of things like this. We don't really want that. It looks nice when it's close, but when you get far away, you get that very flickery stuff. It's not very sweet. So yeah, I might. This needs to. Oof! Look at this. No. Let's leave it here as a placeholder, but I guess I might need to just make myself a little grill and make a nanite and make this actually geometry. Very simple geometry, but not a plane with opacity, and that way we can get rid of that effect. So I guess let's leave this here as kind of cool. Little happy mistake right there. Gives us nice detail. Up again, some sea fighting. Yeah. These little details, I'm not gonna.
It may be shrinking opacity by distance in the material.
Hey Zero, Shrink the opacity by distance. I saw some glitching stuff. Yeah, that we definitely need to try that. Yeah, these are just planes, and we have not. I see. We have the lower part and the top. That just is a visual effect. We can get rid of the bottom one and just have the first one. But I believe just having this being proper, just proper, how do you say it, geometry, I think it might be more might render nicely. Jesus, okay. Yeah, these details are irrelevant right now. No, there's a gap. Okay, so we got that. Yeah, I think the desert is coming together. I think we can probably just make a... I kind of want to figure out the watchtowers. What are we gonna do for the watchtowers? What are we going to do? This is it's funny. This doesn't have the same distance on both sides. For the watchtowers, let me see what can we come up with. Feels a little better.
I hit that sub button.
I appreciate it. For the watchtowers, what is this AI slop doing in here? Just wait until I get this guy into Maya and get him properly made. I mean, I that's some feature creep right there, but I would love to have this finisher moves where you call like a mecha and he just appears from the sky and
I always wanted to be a game designer, but I'm scared that I won't make it.
I mean,
Advice?
do it for fun.
Yeah, that guy looks awesome.
Thank you, Zero. This was created with Hugging Face, Trellis. I need to send you the links to this. The AI image generator and the 3D model generator that I use for this, and this is just a kind of like concept, 3D concept, but you can take this into Blender or Maya and make it nice. My advice is to don't it's kind of it's not so beautiful to say this, it's like not so nice to say this, but don't go into game design don't make it your career, because it's very unstable. Like if you want to have a peaceful life, find something that it's very stable, something that can pay the bills, and do your game design, your game development for love, and that's a way better approach than trying to do game development as a career. Which I'm not saying don't pursue like what you love and go find a nice work in a studio and whatever, but I feel tools are getting too powerful now. I feel like small teams can do a lot. Like I'm just very excited. Very excited. I'm all about like indie games, and I don't know, like AAA. It's just I don't know.
So there's part-timers.
I'm not sure what you mean by part timers. What I'm trying to say is that do it as a hobby. Do it as a hobby, and then
Yeah, what was the guy's name that made Manor Lords?
not sure. I live a little bit under a rock. But yeah, that's kind of my advice. Kind of like, do it for fun as a hobby. And what the hell is this? What the hell is this? We are having some issues. I don't know what I did, but I was not getting those issues before. Oh. Is it like virtual shadow maps? You see those ugly shadows? This mesh, I believe, is not nanite. Like, we get close and far away and it breaks the shadows. It happens to the stones as well. Let's just make a quick test, because man, like this is the hard stuff. Like it is nanite. Jesus, if we disable nanite, like there's no one answer to this. Like I did a lot of research yesterday and I couldn't come up with like a straight answer, like on LODs, H lots and nanite, and what to use, what to do. It's just very specific to your own project. I know these are very low poly meshes. Yeah, I got like two sides of the coin. I had people saying, no, you need H lots.
The render distance and quality for objects/textures.
Dude, I don't know.
Is that nanite checkbox the same one as you see when you go into the static mesh editor?
Yes, that's the same one. Yeah, this topic really annoys me. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's it's very hard to know what is the best solution. I think I'm not gonna bother too much about this. And it just takes a lot of time. Okay, now this mesh it's not nanite. Let's check it out. What's the render distance and quality for object textures? That's a very broad question. I don't really know what you mean. There is a...
Does that mesh have LODs?
Not sure. And it still gives us that problem. And it has to do with the distance. Andrew, there's a optimization view mode where the engine tells you how big your textures should be. Hey Gabriel, how's it going? And I'm not sure if I had this issue before. Damn. I'm not sure if I had that issue before. Let's make one last test. I believe this, not sure if this has LODs. It does. It has 5. It has 5 LODs. Let me try something. I'm gonna make it nanite, and I wanna try this console command.
Maybe try turning them off if you're using nanite anyway. I'm good. Trying to learn how to do animations for games. I'm struggling a little. Ha ha ha. How you doing?
Good. I'm struggling with H-LUTs.
Is it only from that angle?
It's the distance. And I think I had this issue before, but I'm not really sure. I believe it's it has to do with the virtual shadow maps. Let me just find my own video where I talk about this console command that I totally forgot. Ray tracing shadows, I think it was. There you go. There's this command that I wanna see if it actually helps. Okay, so there's this command that you can use here, which is r.raytracing nanite mode 1. It's usually on 0, you can put it on 1. You can also change that. And then you get like video memory has been exhausted. Okay, let's see if that's the thing. Nope.
Amazing scene. Is it the same one you were working on the other day?
Yeah. I guess I crashed my OBS. Damn it. Okay, I think this thing I think I'm not gonna work on this optimization.
Okay, appreciate your time. I'll let you get back to work, man. Thank you for your advice. Folded hands.
Definitely. Am I still live? I think I messed up the vertical stream. Yep. Okay. Yep. I will reset the stream super quickly and on Real as well, and I think I'm not doing any optimization anymore on live, because just let's do some world building and chill out.
You're live on full screen.
Yeah, I think I messed up my vertical stream, but yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna close Unreal and OBS and restart a little, and we will continue with the world building. I'm gonna leave this optimization and this testing stuff for another time, because it really mess up my stream. Don't have enough performance to do this while streaming on both. But yeah, I'll be right back.